What is up, YouTube? It is Leah and I am back with another video. I know it's been a while, but I'm back, and today I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery story, and I guess kind of like a baby reveal as well. So if you're interested in this video, just keep watching. So let's get into this video. So I know it's been a minute. It's been a long minute. My baby is 5 months now. I meant to do this video a lot sooner, but you know, life was just happening. I'm up in age now. This is the third baby, and your girl is tired, okay? Let me just put that out there. Your girl's tired. But you know, we made it through, we made it here, and that's all that matters. So let's just get into the details. I had my baby December 22nd. So it's funny because my last video that I posted was the water break prank, and it was on my family, and I guess the joke was on me because I went into labor the next day. And that's what I get because I play too much. So, but nonetheless, I was so ready to give birth. Like, it was ridiculous. So, you know, I have been preparing the whole time and everything and getting everything ready. So I was more than ready. Well, I didn't realize that I was in labor for a long time, actually. I have been having contractions pretty much the majority of my second and third trimester. So it was just hard to tell when labor was actually happening because I was having contractions anyway. As I stated in one of my previous videos, I had to go to the hospital a few times, and they had to give me a shot to stop my labor a few times. So, you know, this time I was further along. Like, it was only 2 weeks until my due date. So I wouldn't have known either way. If it was on my due date, I still would have been like, I'm not quite sure. So, you know, that day I was just pretty much relaxing, just lounging around the house. And then I just felt a big sharp pain. That was kind of normal for me. So I just kept going along with my day. And then the contractions just started to get, they were just like cramps. They were not hurting at all, really. But I noticed it started to get consistent. So it was around 4:00 p.m. And I was like, I guess I'll start timing them. I kind of felt like it was a waste of time because I just really did not believe I was in labor. So after that, they were consistent for like maybe like 17 to 20 minutes. So I was like, whatever, I'm bored with this. Like, let me go do something else. So as time went on, maybe around like, around like 8 o'clock, they started picking up as far as like intensifying. Then I had started back, you know, timing them. And at that time, they were like maybe 10 to 12 minutes apart. They just started, you know, gradually getting more intense. I was still able to like walk around and, you know, talk, and I was very calm. Some of them started to make me want to sit down a little bit, like, hold on now, maybe I am in labor. But overall, like, I was good. So that's why I still at that time did not think I was in labor. Around 10 o'clock. I kind of knew I was in labor, but I thought I was in the beginning stages because that's when they weren't like super intense, but they were like, okay, like I could tell these are like for real labor. They're consistent. They're not like consistent, but they're like consistent enough. You know, I did what they always tell you to do when you call the labor and delivery. You know, take some Tylenol, drink a lot of water, lay down, you know, I try to do everything to see if they would stop, and they would not stop. So, at that point in time, honestly, I was like, okay, so I'm not trying to be in labor for hours and hours, half a day, a whole day, whatever. I know this is their third baby, so it's unlikely for me to be in labor for that long. However, I'm not trying to take those chances. So I actually was planning on taking some castor oil just to speed things along. So, you know, I have been practicing hypnobirthing because my goal was to have a natural labor. You know, I was kind of scared of epidural this time around just because I've developed so many allergies to different things. I got in the bathtub and I started, you know, putting on my hypnobirthing recordings and things like that. And I just started meditating and zoning out and stuff. My husband, he really didn't know that I was in labor. I guess he kind of knew, but then he was just like, you know, what's going on and stuff like that. And I was just like calm. I was like, you know, I'm just knocking out these contractions or whatever. He was like, okay, well, just let me know, you know, when you're ready to go to the hospital when it's time. And so he took a nap. And so I was just in the tub. I had my castor oil ready and everything. But I didn't get to take the castor oil. Right at that moment, almost when I was about to get out the tub, like they just started coming back to back to back. They got closer. And so I ended up getting out the tub. And I got on my bouncy ball, my yoga ball. And then I had, at that point in time, it was like 11 something. It was 11 something. It was approaching 12. At that point in time, they were like very intense. However, I was still able to breathe through them and everything. My mom was in town, as you guys know from the last video, and she was just panicking. I had to like close the door and like, I'll let you know. I had to kind of like slick lie and act like I wasn't in labor because she was gonna kick us out. She was gonna be like, get out of here and go to the hospital, period. So, you know, I was just like, trying to stay quiet, calm. I was watching a show actually, and every time a contraction comes, I'm just breathing and, you know, just doing my hypno thing. Like, I really suggest hypnobirthing, y'all, like for real, because it's all about, like, that's all it is. It's pain, period. I know. Pain, period, is about, it's all a mental thing. Like, yeah, it's physical, we can feel it, but it's mental. And, you know, labor is all a mental thing, especially natural birth and things like that. So I suggest it, but anyway, okay. Anyway, back to the story. So they just started getting really, really deep and intense. And then to the point where I had to just lay down, and it just kind of escalated very quickly. At this point, I was 8 minutes apart. So I was like, like, when am I going to have to go to the hospital? Because they're never getting 3 to 5 minutes apart. So I'm literally thinking I'm early labor this whole entire time. I lay down. I'm like, okay, let me take a nap. Let me just take a nap because I'm going to be up all night. Like, when they get worse, when I get further into labor, I'm going to be up all night through the morning time, blah, blah, blah. So let me take a nap. And then I try to take a nap, but every time a contraction comes, you know, it wakes me up. So I'm like, maybe I'm further along in labor than I think, but I'm also too scared to go to the hospital too early because I just don't want any interference or, you know, like, because I didn't have one set doctor because we're in the military base. So I'm like, I don't know what doctor I'm gonna get, and they might be like a kind of rushy type of doctor that's like, oh, just get us some Pitocin and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, so I'm not trying to take my chances and get thrown into uncalled for surgery. Like, no, I'm not trying to do that. So I was like, okay, when they get 3 to 5 minutes, I'll go then. And they never got 3 to 5 minutes. I had got up and I had like a very strong urge to like urinate and just a lot of pressure. And so I went to go use the restroom and I was bleeding. And I was like, okay, it's time to go. So we get my husband gets the bags and everything, and we're about to head through the garage to get in the car, and I just feel like pressure. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold something. Cause this like and so I just had to stand still, and I was like, okay. Let that pass. And I got in the car. I kid you not. As soon as we pull out the driveway, everything just flipped. Like off the chain, okay? Off the chain. Like pressure, pain, everything. Like I just started almost like hyperventilating where I could not breathe. Like the pain was just too much for my body. It's like it didn't hurt that bad, but it's like it was just too much for my body. So then I started feeling nauseous. I'm like, oh my gosh, pull over. I'm like, oh my gosh, pull over. I'm about to throw up. And then I'm like, I can't breathe. I gotta throw up. Like every breath I'm using I'm just gasping for air. It was just so scary. So he pulls over, and I'm like, just go. Like, and then I'm on and off feeling nauseous and like I'm gonna throw up any second. So then, you know, at this point, he's turned on the emergency lights. He's running red lights. So at this point, I'm up out of my seat. Like, I'm big as hell pregnant. I'm big as hell pregnant. I'm up out of my seat. I'm turning backwards. Like, I'm just trying to find some type of way that I can breathe. Like, it's not even about the pain. Like, I cannot breathe. And just a side note, I do have chronic asthma. It was even more scary for me, just not being able to breathe. Like, is my baby gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? And that has been my biggest fear all along. So the hospital is only 10 minutes away from where we live. And, you know, it's a lot shorter amount this time because he's speeding through lights and stuff. So we probably got there a little, like 5 minutes. So we get there. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out the car. Like, I'm just kind of panicking. Like, just like over breathing type of thing. Just trying to grasp some type of air, some type of relief somewhere. So I get out the car, and it's a pole. I'm leaning on the pole. He's running to get the wheelchair. So I get in the wheelchair, and he ran me up to labor and delivery. So the woman is like, I'm still like calm. He's like, she's in labor. She said she can't breathe. And the woman's like, okay, we'll get someone right with her in just a minute. You know, like, she's just calm and like nothing is going on. Like, she probably thinks that I'm over exaggerating. So, and I'm sure she gets that, like, you know. And so I just had to get up out of my seat. I'm like, somebody gonna have to do something. This baby's coming out. I cannot breathe. Like, I'm just like, somebody help me, Lord. So I finally get back there because my husband went back up there and was like, somebody needs to come get her now. Like, she cannot breathe, period. So they came and got me, rushed me in the back, and she's asking me questions. I'm like, I can't breathe. You know, like, I'm trying to use my breath wisely. And she keep asking me questions. And I just threw, like, in the middle of a question, I just threw up everywhere. Like, it was something like, you know, scary movie or The Exorcist or that scene. It was literally like that. And so after that, I could kind of breathe a little bit more. And everybody kind of just paused, like, and my husband was like, is that normal? And she was like, yeah, like, when your body is in a lot of pain, it's normal for you to throw up. So she was like, okay, well, just get on this table. Let me make sure the baby's not coming out. So then she checks me, and she's like, maybe a 9. I'm not sure. She was like, and then she immediately called somebody on the thing, and I'm screaming at this time. I'm like, well, not screaming, just trying to breathe through the contraction because I still couldn't breathe. The throwing up, it did help me a little bit. But I'm just like, like labor type of scream. And so the woman immediately came in and was like, oh, I feel the baby's head. He's coming out right now. So they rushed me to the other room. My husband had to leave the car running. And the doors were open. Right in the middle of the entrance. So he's like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm about to go move the car. I'm about to go park the car. So they rushed me in the back. It's like a million nurses in there. And people are just like, what the hell? So I'm like having the urge to push. And I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to wait for my husband. But I'm like, where's my husband? And he finally just runs in. He literally went and did that 2 minutes because when he came back in, I was literally pushing. First push, my water broke. It was just like that. First push, my water broke. He was zooming at the end of the thing. You know, I could just feel it all. And then because it was just, I could not breathe. So I was like, whatever it takes for me to breathe. And because I could tell I was like out of it. And I was just very out of it. And I was just so scared. Like I literally thought I was going to die because I could not breathe. Everything I had in me, I pushed. It was so painful. And I just pushed. And it was just a big relief. So he had one more step to come out of course. And that hurted like hell too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay? While I was pushing through that, I'm not gonna lie. All I was worried about is tearing and cutting. Like I was like, please do not cut me. I was screaming like, cause I was pushing at the time. I was like, please do not cut me. Like if he does not come out, do not cut me. You know, cause I had prepared for all of this. Like, do not cut me. Do not. I'm not trying to tear, none of that. So he came out. It was like so fast and it was just so crazy. Like I was in labor for like 6-7 hours. Well, 6 hours technically. And the birth was just like that, literally. So it was just crazy and I just could not believe it. I was like, felt like I was in a movie or something. It was crazy. My husband was sitting there like, oh, what just happened? Like, it was crazy. But, you know, I'm just so glad that I was able to accomplish my goal of having a natural labor. I had a healthy, beautiful baby. And, you know, everything just worked out. Right after that, I was able to just get up. I was kind of still in shock. I'm not going to lie, because it was a lot that happened in such a small amount of time. I was kind of just like, and then the nurses was like, oh my gosh, you did so great. And you came in like a wrecking ball. And everybody was just talking about like, I heard that you came in and just had him. Like he was on his way out. And I was like, yeah. But the only thing about that is, you know, because the other 2 times I did have an epidural. So I didn't feel a lot of the after effects. This time, like, when I was nursing, it hurt so bad. It felt like labor. Well, it hurted bad. It almost felt worse than labor to me. When they have to pretty much just, you know, wrestle your stomach down and push on your stuff, that, I'm just like, how does this stuff hurt worse than labor? I was like, ugh. Like, I should prepare for after labor, okay? Because that's what hurts. It wasn't the actual labor. It's after labor that's what hurts. So that's my birth story. He came out crying and everything really hard. I don't know if it hurt him when my first push and the water broke and he kind of just swooshed on out. I don't know, but he was just like pissed off when he came out. But he was healthy. We actually had us like a magical baby. He was born on 12/22 at 12/22. And he weighed 7.7 pounds. So I just thought that was just so, like, such a blessing. And that was just so magical. So without further ado, let me pick up my little noisy baby and let you guys see him. Okay, here is Levi. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say, this looks nice, Mommy. Say, this looks nice. Let's take this off of you. Say hi to the people. So everybody, this is Levi. He is like, what is going on? So yeah, guys, that is my birth story. My next video, I will be telling pretty much how I accomplished a super quick and easy labor. Keyword labor. I didn't say the delivery was easy. I said the labor was easy, okay? See? And as far as the delivery part, like me not being able to breathe, that's totally my body, and is unfortunate that my body just can't handle like that much pain. But that doesn't mean it's gonna, happen to you guys if you decide to do a natural labor. I have chronic asthma again, so please don't let my birth story scare you out of doing something. Like, if natural is what you really want to do, please don't let it scare you. So thank you guys for watching. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and waiting on me. I know it's been a long time, okay, but I'm gonna try to be more like on it. I just have a lot going on. Busy mommy, okay, pretty much. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay blessed. Bye. Say bye. Levi, say bye-bye.